Hello and welcome to Geeking Out with Geekpool. I am your host, of course, Geekpool. Today we're going to be talking about the Disney Plus show Loki as well as Black Widow. So this show will be a spoiler review of both Loki on Disney Plus and the movie Black Widow. If you haven't seen Loki or Black Widow, please skip this video, or you can come back to it at a later time. For my first topic is the season 1 review of Disney Plus Loki in the MCU. I do have to admit it's not my favorite Disney Plus show, however, it is not my least favorite either. Let's start with what I didn't like about the show, and then we'll jump to what I did like. The show had some problems. It did feel like it was shot during the pandemic, like two people talking in a room. Loki felt like he wasn't as mischievous as he was and conniving as he was in the movies. The chemistry between him and Sylvie felt a little forced, as well as the kiss on the last episode. Really felt like the kiss in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker between Rey and Ben Solo. The main villain or big bad of the show was kind of a letdown for me. However, I do want to see where they're going to go with him going forward in the shows as well as the movies. I do believe Kang, the big bad at the end of the show, will be in Ant-Man and Wasp 3. I'm not exactly sure of the full title of that movie. What I did like about the show was Morbius and Loki's relationship. They had a great on-screen chemistry, and it really felt like they clicked. You really felt it when they hugged in the last episode. The visuals and the set pieces were spot on, and it didn't feel like a TV budget. It felt more like a MCU movie budget. Especially when they showed the rest of the TVA in that giant window where everything else was going on. Episode 5 with all the different Loki variants was really fun and exciting to see all the different Easter eggs, especially one of my favorite Easter eggs in the show, Thor the Thunder Frog. And yes, that was Thor the Thunder Frog, not Throg, which is a completely different character. I do hope they do bring in the other variants into season 2, especially Kid Loki and I believe that was an alligator Loki or a crocodile Loki. I'm not exactly sure. Season 2 should be very interesting, as well as going forward in the MCU. I do believe Loki will be in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. He will be joining, of course, Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch. All in all, the show was great put it together. Looking forward to everything else. On to our second topic, the Black Widow movie. I was fortunate enough to watched the Black Widow movie at home. However, I would like to see it again in theaters now that they've opened up in my area. The movie was great. I love the sarcasm coming from Yelena Florence Pugh. She really made the movie for me. The story was great, and it was a very good up until the third act. However, I did not like how they used the villain Taskmaster. Taskmaster. It was a little bit of a surprise, but I shouldn't have been all that surprised considering they used referenced Dreykov's daughter in the movie a lot. I do feel like they should have used Dreykov's daughter as a masked Black Widow with the same powers or something like that, but they used Taskmaster. And they could always just reuse Taskmaster as the actual character like they do in the comics. He had a very good chemistry with Deadpool in most of Deadpool's comics as well as Taskmaster's comics. The big boss Dreykov was a little weak, but expected. This isn't. We weren't expecting a Thanos or Doctor Doom. However, he could have been a little bit more charismatic. Going on what I did like I said, I did like Yelena's character and her sarcasm, as well as her chemistry with Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. The Red Guardian was hilarious. David Harbour kind of stole the show with his humor and stories of when he was a super soldier. All in all, the movie took place just after Civil War and before Infinity War. I do believe it should have actually been released between those two movies. That way you kind of felt like Black Widow could die and you didn't know if she would come back in Infinity War or not. The end scene credit wouldn't be there, however, they could always just added that to another show or something else. I would love to see what they're going to do with Yelena and now the U.S. agent. It seems like the Valentina character, or Madam Hydra, if you will, is creating her own Avengers or possibly the Thunderbolts, or maybe even the Dark Avengers. Let's all hope we can see more of Yelena and the U.S. agent with Valentina. Now let's see what's coming out in theaters. If there's any movies you think I missed and you're excited about, feel free to put them in the comments of the show below. Geekpool's 2021 movie list. So far this year, I've only seen 2 movies that have actually come out either in theaters or on other streaming services. One being Godzilla vs. Kong, which I did actually like a lot, and it's a big monster movie fighting, as well as Black Widow, which I just gave the review for. Fast 9 I have not had a chance to see yet. Hopefully I will see it this weekend. Maybe I'll get a review on that soon. Space Jam, I don't really think I'm in the demographic for it. I also am not very a fan of the animation they're using for the animated characters. I like the old Space Jam and how they're animated in that. Snake Eyes comes out July 23rd, which seems like it looks like a reboot of the G.I. Joe franchise. Green Knight, I haven't heard a lot about. However, I do want to see it. I'll probably do another viewing of their trailer very soon. The Suicide Squad, I'm very much excited about to see that James Gunn has a very keen mind on getting a whole bunch of misfits and crazy people together and putting a movie together. That is probably my most anticipated movie for this summer. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds and Nick Fury himself, Samuel L. Jackson. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, I am very excited to see that. He is from a show that just came off the air, Kim's Convenience, and I'm very excited to see him in a movie role along with the protagonist. Venom 2, I'm very excited for. With the last Venom movie was really good, and with Carnage coming in with Woody Harrelson playing Carnage, I'm excited to see that. Dune, I am excited to see, however, it's not on my high list. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. The Eternals, I really would like to see what they do with these characters. I don't have a lot of comic book knowledge on it. However, I do have a little bit of knowledge on where they came from and such. Ghostbusters 3 is a movie that we've been waiting for the past 2 years. Should have came out way in 2019. Hell, that should have came out in 1988. But it's coming out on November 11th, and I'm very excited to see how they continue the story from the previous 2 movies. Top Gun Maverick is a movie that I've been wanting to see since the first trailer. Tom Cruise is a very good actor, and he did all of his own flying in that movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is also a very good, very excited movie to watch, considering I'd like to see how the multiverse affects him. It seems like they're pulling villains from the other Spider-Man movies into that movie, and I'd like to see what they do. I'd also want to know if they are or are not using the other 2 Spider-Men. Last on our list is the 4th Matrix movie. I don't believe they have a full working title on that, so I'll just call it Matrix 4, and that comes out right around Christmas, December 22nd. Thank you for watching and following. And if you want to follow me on my social media, here are my social media links. I have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, YouTube. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, and see you in the future.